Okay, so here I am. Um, Good news. Michael brought the exercise mat outdoors. Now I'll have unlimited use of it, which would be really good as I want to start doing pelvic strengthening exercises. What is wrong with this? Uh, uh, uh. Okay, so self improvement and trying to get out of my funk. So these are light units. I use them for my children. They come in packs of 10. This is grade 4 mathematics. I think I should have gotten a grade 3. Yeah. So, memory. Memory. I have a real rough go with memory, and so I'm doing all the drills. I'm doing everything in here. Addition, multiplication. Multiplication was always hard for me, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do lists. Now, I know my ones and my zeros, obviously. I thought I knew my fives, and I have a trick that I do with the nines. Like if it's 7 times 9, I take 1 away from the 7, which is 6, and then I go 6 plus 3 is 9, and I know my answer is 63. But if you were doing a timed test, that takes a little doing. So I'm going to make the list like I remember as a child, like, 9 times 7 is 63, 9 times 8 is 72. I'm just going to study each and every one of them, try to get better at my multiplication. Addition, I'm really bad at it. I just can't remember. So I think I'm going to have to do the same thing with that. It feels like I'm starting from scratch. I feel like I'm in first grade. But I'm going to do it. Why? I don't know. I guess to keep my mind sharp, something extra to do, hope for the future. Maybe I'll do something with the knowledge that I'll gain. So I have these in the 5th grade language because I figured I don't remember very much. I don't. I'm 64 and I've not really had to use it since I homeschooled. Homeschooling helped me. I learned too. So yeah, there's that. And what did I want to talk about? I know there was something besides the math and the English. Give me a minute. Where's the thingy? I remember. The health challenges of aging. Dun dun dun. So, as you know, I have a cyst in my hip joint called the acetabulum. And when my thigh bone grinds into that, it hurts. So it's really hard to walk. More recently, some other crap's been happening. Well, I've always had the sacrum problem for years now, but recently I've been extremely sick. Today I'm having a pretty good day. What was happening was lightheadedness. I'd just break out in a sweat, head to toe, little beads all over my body and head, just wet, And then sometimes I felt really cold. And as I have mentioned in previous videos, I'm like, am I losing more hair? Answer, yeah. And what with some of the other problems? Urinary problems. I hate to get personal, but I cannot feel myself pee. And I can't feel when it stops. The only way I know it's happening, I feel full in my bladder and I know it's time to go pee, but I just don't know when it starts and when it stops, unless I can hear it against the toilet or I can feel it against my skin. I really don't know what's happening. That's a big problem. I got to make sure when I feel the urge to go, I go right away, because I don't know if I'm peeing or not, unless I felt it wet down my leg, I suppose. That hasn't happened yet. Um, Other things that have been happening to me, of course, extreme fatigue and just this all over sick feeling. It comes like a wave, and I'm thinking, is this my fibromyalgia? So, Michael kept saying, how you doing today, Mom? And I'd say, I'm awful, Mike. I'm so sick. And he said, are you going to call the doctor? So I did, and I went in, and she was looking through, and she says, wow, Nikki, everything you're telling me sounds like your thyroid. I says, I'm pretty sure we've tested it. I said, she said, well, actually, I see here from 2 years ago, your T3 is abnormal. I said, I asked for that. No one ever said anything, and she wasn't the doctor. She wasn't my PCP at the time that was taken. He was getting ready to leave, and he was having family problems, and I think it got overlooked. So she said, 2 years is too long for me to treat, so let's do another test. So I'm going in Friday early because I said, I'll die without coffee. How early can we do this? She said 7. So I'll wake up at 6 a.m., I'll throw my clothes on, brush my teeth, wash my face, and head out the door. It's only a few minutes down the road, and they're going to do my blood work. Now, I don't have Medicaid anymore, which is posing a problem. This was what's the word? I did this on purpose so that I could not have to deal with reporting money. And I don't know what I'm going to do from here on in. It's only $25 to go see my physician because they have a sliding fee. So, and the blood work will be covered under that visit. So it's only $25, and I'm going to get a complete panel. Can you see anything? Outdoor lighting is not great, but yeah. So it's bright out here, though. I have to squint. I don't know what I was saying. That's another thing, forgetfulness. I can't remember diddly. I just kind of go into a fog, and it's very comfortable in that fog, really. Snap out of it. Wait a minute. Let me collect my thoughts. The other thing is there's some other things going on in my life, which I'm not going to talk about yet. I said I would mention it, but I haven't mentioned it, and I'm going to mention it. Be patient with me. It's a big change in my life. Big, big change. And happy change. It wasn't happy at first. I had kind of a remorse about it at first, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to take Louise Hay's advice, and I know she's a new ager, and I know she has some very bizarre ideas about things, but she's dead, so let's not, point fingers. I like a lot of her positivity stuff. They help me to get refocused because I've really been in the poo. I've just been, it's like that joke, and I'm very terrible at jokes, but let me try to condense it. So there were these two children, right? One was optimistic and one was pessimistic. So the parents decided that they were going to try to, change the one that was overly optimistic to the point of being, I guess, annoying. They gave her a pile of horse poo. And the one that was pessimistic, they gave a pony. So when the pessimistic one saw the pony, it was like, I don't want to touch that smelly old thing. And the little optimistic girl, they heard laughing and playing, and they went to see what was going on, and she was in the pile of poo. And they're like, what are you doing? And she said, I know there's a horse in here somewhere. So, attitude. I need to be the pessimist, but without the horse poo. Horse manure, fresh from the sewer. I had friends in childhood that sang the craziest crap. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I went off on a tangent there, but that's me all over. So, trying to come out of this feeling like God hates me, the universe dumps on me, why me? Why is this happening to me? I need more productive forward motion. So I'm listening to anything that's of a positive sorry. I'm still having sinus trouble. Medicine dries me out. That's with medicine. Yeah, but, and I'm under this tree. I don't think this tree likes me, but that's beside the point. Trying to shift things. I don't want to be so miserable. It's so hard to get out of miserable. So I'm trying to just, like Louise Hay says, bless it with love and release it. Bless it with love and release it. So when a bad memory comes into my mind, I'll bless the person the memory is, or the situation, or even God, and then I release it. You know, I send you with love and blessings is what I usually say. And then I try to find something good in that particular instant. I try to find the positive in that negative force. And I gotta tell you, it's not easy to do because I'm in a very negative space. There goes the math book. I'll get it later. So, yeah, I'm doing the best I can. What else? I know there was something else. I have to keep pausing. I don't know why I feel... The minute I come outside, I think the pollen's just overwhelming because my head feels so light. So anyway, we're going to try to adjust the... we're going to try to figure out the thyroid thing. And so another thing that's been bothering me is pharmaceutical drugs. I don't like the idea. Surgery. I don't like that idea for that cyst in my hip joint. So I want to start embracing my original natural homeopathic self, the self that used to believe in all those things and was very successful with all of them. So I have ordered something for the cyst in my hip joint, a homeopathy that I really hit it on the nail. Everything I'm going through in my back and hip, I'm like, this is me all over. I'm getting that one. So I ordered that. And then I, Carbonica calcarea, I think it's called, is my constitutional remedy. It fits my personality, body type, and mind to a T. And so I ordered one of those for after I treat my hip joint. I'm going to start working on my overall constitution to try to bring it back into balance. That's what homeopathy is all about. It's using similars. When you go to a physician and they give you a pharmaceutical, that is an opposite. It's trying to counter what's happening to you. In homeopathy, it pushes that problem to the forefront and actually magnetizes it, makes it larger, and expects that your body intelligence will come and remedy the problem. It's like stoking your immune system, basically, and telling the little things in your brain, come over here, do something. So that's pretty much the best way I can describe homeopathy. And some, there were Christians, that's the devil, honey. Get a grip. They use infinitesimal amounts of a substance from nature. Spongiatosta. Let's take that because I'm very familiar with it. That's toasted sea sponge. I need another drink. So they'll harvest the sea sponge, they'll toast it, then they grind it up, and they add very small amounts to make tincture. The tincture is then dropped into a bottle with little pellets, or you can use the live tincture, the whole tincture. But it's better, the less there is of the substance in whatever your vehicle is, whether it's the little milk pellets or it's alcohol, or however you dilute that original substance. And then they shake it. Trituration, I think, is the word for it. They shake it really hard and fast in little machines. And so Christians are like, that's welcoming spirits in there, honey. Where do people get these ideas from? I don't know. But all I know is this: it worked. I resolved my son's severe asthma issues. Dennis Jr., at the age of 3, had such severe asthma. He was on 2 very toxic medicines at the time, Ventolin and Preventil, every half hour because he couldn't breathe. And when I saw that night that on the news that there was adults were dying from one, and they weren't even taking it every half hour, and I noticed that when I gave it to him, Denny Jr., he couldn't talk anymore. He'd open his mouth and nothing came out, and that worried me. And that's where my adventures in natural healing began. I said, there's got to be a better way. So I went over to the Mustard Seed in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I don't believe it's there anymore. And what a great little place. And I asked questions. I bought books. I started reading. And I thought to myself, I can figure this out. And I did. Everybody's Guide to Homeopathy was the first homeopathic book I ever bought. And it was instrumental in helping me figure things out. And then after I fixed Denny Jr., I started on Rachel, who had chronic ear infections. And she never needed another antibiotic ever again for that issue. So she started going back to homeopathy and natural remedies. But, our problem is being consistent. We tend to forget about it and stick it to the side. And I need to be more vigilant. And that's where I'm headed right now in my life's journey, is I want to get rid of the pharmaceuticals in my life. I want to get rid of the pain in my life. I'd like to adjust my thyroid naturally. I'm going to talk to my doctor about it. I have some ideas how I'm going to attack that. Food is your best medicine, Who wrote that book, Food is Your Best Medicine? Bernard somebody other, Bernard Jensen, I remember. And I just want a better aging process. I don't want to be, it's depressing me. I get up and, I feel like poo, and I just am so sick, and I'm in so much pain, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want this to be my journey. So, yeah, I need to shift things, and it's going to take some work, especially with my attitude, not feeling like, everybody hates me, I'm gonna eat a worm. Remember that one? Nobody likes me, everybody hates me, I'm gonna eat a worm. Who makes this stuff up? All the stuff in my childhood. Crazy stuff. Used to make me laugh, but anyhow, it doesn't seem so funny anymore. So that's my journey. And like I say, there's one other thing I haven't told you yet, and I will. I'm just kind of like tweaking things until I feel totally comfortable and ready to talk about it. So yeah, there's stuff coming, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This is my life, and I want a better life. I want a happier life. I want a more purposeful life. Neighbor. watching TV outside. What a novel idea. Okay, that's it. Love y'all. Mwah. Bye.